This is a presentation of the Badlands Media Network.
Well, good morning, everybody. Unsurprisingly, things are not going to work the way I would have them work. I tried to set up a setup and have it work the way I would have it, and that's not happening. So, hey, have a sip of coffee with me. Let's ease into this beautiful day in creation. Good morning to you. This is May 16th, 2023, and this is episode 87. Yeah, 87 of the Ralligator Report. And wow, the Durham report drops. And of course, it could not happen in such a way that there would not be angst and frustration and all of that good stuff. And of course, being 300 plus pages, there's no way to race through that. I thought about trying to do something of a quick synopsis. No. And especially since I had to travel to Tallahassee. And it's like, okay, well, what can I do this day after? And I don't think that's the way to look at it. And in fact, one of the things I want to communicate to y'all, because I can anticipate some severe frustration. And in fact, let me look at the chat. I do have it set up so that I can go over and take a look at the chat and just see. Let me say hello to some of y'all. Eurythmic, see, you're telling me something in the first post. I did not see that. Whistleblower told Congress yesterday that Biden's DOJ requested all investigative team into Hunter's IRS case be removed from the case. That's very interesting. Flying Storm says the DOJ is trying to, or the whistleblower is saying the DOJ is trying to bury me to protect Joe. Wow. A lot of stuff happened. I see a link to American Greatness. That pleases me. I love that site. We now have proof of treason and some control of narrative. Guess we now get to see who on the GOP side speaks out. Hopefully there's some culling of the herds. You know, one of the things I had done, I think this is just going to be a very casual, conversational show today. I thought, you know what, let me take a quick look at Technofog because I have certain people who have proven to me, okay, they are stable and analyze this stuff. Technofog's a lawyer. We need lawyer perspectives on this stuff. And yeah, that may have to wait. And I probably will be in Tallahassee overnight again. So tomorrow's show may be much like today's show. I have to do some running around today, see some friends, so that in terms of digging into this and pouring over that Durham report. Listen, I don't think we need to pour over the Durham report the way some people may think. It's not going to be what many of you wanted it to be. I never thought it would be. And just like the congressional committee report, you have to understand purposes. You have to understand what these things likely are. And I might as well tell you my bias. Well, you already know. I think you already know my bias. But to reiterate my bias, you can't sit around and hope for a cataclysmic boom. This stuff was decades in the making, the infiltration. It will not be decades in the unmaking, but there will be a period of years, and we've already suffered through most of them. I do think we're in the denouement, and I don't think this level of frustration we're seeing right now extends into another theft in 2024 and another installed Democrat president. I don't see that. I do see a quickening of the pace. I do see us methodically, but slowly, taking control of the narrative, sustaining entities, which will allow us to impact the culture more and more. I said on the Badlands Media Network, we as content creators need to be seriously looking at what Twitter is doing and how we can have a broader impact than we even contemplate right now. That means like writing, producing, and presenting dramatic works. That means like entities that mimic somewhat think tanks in their approach to government, lobbying efforts to get certain measures passed or blocked, that kind of thing. We really need to think broadly at Badlands Media, and that means you, those of you who are in the chat right now, those of you who support us, need to think broadly. So when we have some of these Great American Restoration tours, there is some substantive thought and actions being contemplated at these events. You know, something of a sharpening of focus in terms of where we can have real impact. But let me continue with the chat because the hour is gonna, you already know how I get off track. The hour's gonna get away from me, no doubt. Good morning to everyone. So pleased that y'all can join me in Eurythmic. Look, I said on here, you certainly know that more than likely. General Nakasone is a crucial tell to me, a crucial tell. Mission accomplished. I don't care what anybody says. That's what it says to me. Mission accomplished. And there are components to the battle plan so that mission accomplished doesn't mean everything is done. His job, being an active agent within government, he's completed his mission. And yes, this is how Trump has operated from the very beginning, if you notice, to me, starting perhaps with Jeff Sessions and General Flynn. People come in, they have a job, they do that job, and then they are off to the sidelines, theoretically, but able to move and groove below the radar and having an official presentation for the purposes of media, but doing God knows what off the grid. So yeah, this public-private battle plan they put together, I'm telling you, in the after action report, it's going to be fascinating to see a lot of stuff going. And, you know, Firestorm 99, you're right. It's like, where do I start today? I started generating and I couldn't get to the printer. You know, my wife got out of here a little bit later than I expected. She ordinarily is out of the house very early, and then I can just set stuff up and do what I want, how I want. But that didn't happen today. But I really did think about a range of discussion topics. And, the Durham report kind of, sort of, was what I started on. But it's like, okay, no, it's going to take people 72 hours to kind of sort of digest through. There are going to be some initial reports. Technofog had his or her quick analysis, and what was noteworthy, and indicated that more than likely there'll be another submission today, and I think another one in the next few days after that. Firestorm, you're in Los Angeles? Good gracious alive, man. That is my kind of early. Panic in DC, yeah. Patriots are now in control, but not in control the way many of us would want. And what I'm thinking about now, I'm going back to the Defected show from Sunday night, and Kyle, I just had to laugh. He's sitting up there saying, "Look, I'm about to piss some of y'all off." And I know I'm about to piss some of y'all off. Howsomever. And it's a continual conversation we have to have. And it was one of the things I wanted to talk about today. People want the cataclysmic boom so bad. Please step back away from that. Please. Yes, we live in a microwave world. Yes, we've all seen these damn CSI shows that lie to you about how things get wrapped up after investigation. That seemingly, it's not the way investigations work. It's certainly not the way complex prosecutions are put together. And I want you to understand something else too about the CIA. If in fact we're correct that the CIA has gotten out of its lane for decades, okay? I had a piece I read at American Greatness, Angelo Codevilla, and he was saying we got to shut down the CIA, perhaps may need to shut down the FBI, but at least we have to reform the FBI and focus it back on law enforcement work. And this was the late 50s. His thing started, Truman era, and the seeds of the problem. And then we see the JFK situation. So for quite a few decades, they may very well have been out of their lane. And, I only say may because, the training, and we've gotten off track with this, people speak matter-of-factly when they're talking about speculation and opinion, and where cautionary words are appropriate. May, perhaps, allegedly, supposedly. They just dispense with those words these days. But we need a reorientation back to, away from the snap judgments of presenting opinion as fact. But I'm trying to roll through Kari Lake, a lot of stuff. Great news about Kari Lake, yes. Alex Raymer, good morning, fine sir. Good morning to you, Alex. Thank you for joining us. I think, Kinship, the thing about Tucker's firing, I don't see that as part of the Dominion settlement. I see it as part of the trap, okay? Don't you see how this is reverberating back against Fox? It's just incredible to me how all of this seems to be coming together as part of a plan. Jake Tapper's broadcast was priceless. Didn't see it. May have time today to try and check it out. But this is the thing about the Durham report. I think I knew I was going to ramble today, and of course, Oh, get back on point. I had a conversation with a first cousin Sunday, and we kind of jab one another back and forth, talking about family business, and she was rambling, and I jabbed her to say, "Hey, focus, get back on track. What are we talking about here?" And you see, I have part of that problem too. But the thing about the Durham report and how we need to look at it, how we need to look at the congressional report that disappointed so many. Don't look at them from the position of a cataclysmic boom. We got you. Your ass is grass. That's not how we need to look at this. We need to look at it from the position of a methodical drip, drip, drip. It's almost like in the Bitcoin. I hope some of you are on board with the Bitcoin thing. It's almost in start stacking those sats, start stacking those Satoshis. Don't worry about trying to get one whole coin. Do your little dollar cost averaging, a little bit each week or each month of Satoshis, and you just keep building. It's the compound interest kind of thing applied to Bitcoin, but it's the same thing in terms of this investigation, especially when you understand there is a war going on and there are multiple wars going on. One war is an element of the intelligence community against another element of the intelligence community. I've said defense intelligence versus central intelligence, and you know damn well who I'm rolling with, General Flynn and defense intelligence. So that means, just like on January 6th, when chess was being played on both sides, this is what you have to understand about January 6th. Why didn't Trump do X? Quit asking that kind of question. That I don't want to insult anybody, but that's a dumbass question. Quit asking it. Chess was being played by both sides, adversaries, okay? And one move required another move on that day. Don't you remember President Trump sitting up there seemingly rambling and repeating as a delaying tactic because he knew moves were being made that ultimately were going to trap them and expose them for being the provocateurs. Okay? It may take a little bit, but he exposed them, he trapped them. So, same thing with these reports and these investigations. And I say we benefit. People can call it hopium. Hopium is not a negative, it's not bad news. Hopium, in fact, quite often can be factual in its approach over a complex prosecution. It takes time. Stand proudly on your hopium. These people in the CIA established this bullshit about plausible deniability for years and years and years. This bullshit about conspiracy theories for years and years and years and years and years. Through lawyering, okay? Through lawyering. That was their backstop. That was their safety. And Donald Trump pierced that safety network. Don't you understand what they did when they said, no, attorney-client privilege is not going to cloak this bullshit, Mark Elias, Brother Sussman? So sad, too bad. That game is over. Same thing here. They are not concerned with statute of limitations on precise crimes that were committed that you can see in this Durham report. You need to look at the Durham report. And Trump gave you everything you needed to know in terms of a tell. You need to look at the Durham report in terms of a joint venture RICO prosecution. They don't care about Sussman and some DC jury clearing him over bullshit. They don't care. They've just allowed you to see a New York jury find President Trump liable over some bullshit. And trust me, that chick it's already being shown that okay, she's crazy. She's crazy. And she's going to wish she hadn't gone down the road she did and allowed these people to use her. Everything Trump is doing is allowing people to hang themselves. Everything. But there's a RICO prosecution coming. Bet your bottom dollar. And if you're sitting in here and you have not read President Trump's civil RICO prosecution in Florida that a dumbass judge tossed out, you need to go read it. It's going to tell you everything you need to know because all you need to start doing is marrying up that congressional report, this Durham report, with what Trump laid out in his Florida RICO prosecution. He walked you through all of it. Item by item, he walked you through it. So that's how you need to look at this stuff, in my estimation. Okay, so I tried to set this damn thing up to make sure y'all can see what that is definitely not going to work. And I don't want to turn on this thing on this laptop for the sound reasons and everything, and I might not be able to stop it. Let me, before I get to some ads, try and race through some more comments. Oh, Flying Storm, no. Take care of your personal business. We've got a broad network of support, and everybody contributes where they can, when they can. Hey, no. Take care of your personal situation. Yeah, Alex, I don't see. Again, this is where the hopium, and you have to understand the broad. You have to keep the faith, and you have to understand competent professionals on the job. Okay, I'm talking about Ezra. I'm talking about Christopher Miller. I'm talking about Mike Pompeo, General Flynn, and yes, Jeff Sessions, Whitaker, Bill Barr, even Merrick Garland. I have a feeling the narrative is correct that the DOJ and the FBI have been impacted so that those nodes who were wrongdoing within those agencies have been blunted. And we don't see that and we don't understand that in full because the wrap-up investigations required a certain level of what appeared to be intransigence, a certain level. I think Kyle or Burning Bright may have made this point on the Defected Show. Pay attention to what the left wing is bitching about. I think they're bitching about Merrick Garland. I think they're bitching, right, about a range of things, Joe Biden included. They're not getting what they want. And again, if you saw that Rick, look, I just laugh when I think about it now. It was that perfect of a video. If you saw that Rick Wilson video response while the Trump CNN event was ongoing, he had to get on social media and say, oh, fuck. Stop this shit now. Stop, time out. Sorry, bruh, not happening. It was too beautiful. And I just think we need, hey, what Burning Bright, I think, said on the show and maybe in a tweet, I'm just conflating so much and I'm trying to race through so much. Take the win. Take the win. We need to learn how to accept a win for a win. that moves us one step forward on the board. Take the win. So, yeah, Diana, so true. Trump has tried to say this. We just have to accept it. It's going to take some time for total victory, but we are staring at total victory. And so we just have to be, we have to persevere. I may need to tomorrow put my little mantra on a crawl, because it fits here. Hold on, hold fast. Patience is genius. Never think God's delays are God's denials. So true. So true. We have to be patient while being vigilant. Post Miz, yes. Yeah, Gator won't know it. Hey, we're in a winning period. We have to be of good cheer during this winning period. And when those among us fall prey to black pilling, doomsday stuff, we don't give in to that. We do not give in to it. Yeah, and they want to say it's a nothing burger, but they know better. They know better. Yeah, Technofog is stable, and just what I wanted. And you know what? Maybe I did. In fact, let me get back to this stream. I am going to have to read an ad, but I pulled up from Technofog's immediate reaction post on Substack. Let me see if I can post this, and then let me see if y'all can read it. I need to just verify I still have it up. No, it's yeah, I still got the Durham report up. Okay, so let me post this and see if y'all can see this. Okay. It's 3 comments to Technofog's post on the Durham report. Okay. And I just found it interesting. I often find it interesting to go take a look at comments. They are very, very informative to let you know what normal people who are engaged are thinking about some of this stuff. And let me see, I've got to, yeah, Patriot 6335. But they're talking about lawyers. And, I've done the same thing here and talked about just how much these people have failed us, my little community of folks. But yeah, being a lawyer is not what makes someone dishonest. Being dishonest and evil is the common denominator here. I would also say most of these people who we would label as being dishonest and evil aren't knowingly being dishonest and evil. Most of them are just trying to live their damn life. But I wanted to show the Nick comment because this is part of the problem. This is a very serious part of the problem. Lawyers, you understand, have desperately, down through the years, modern years, desperately tried to prove we are something other than merely a vocation. Okay? But that's what lawyering is. Okay? They've tried to make it something it isn't. And in Nick's comment, you see what has infected the profession. This isn't like plumbing where there's a specialty of general application knowledge where a vocation comes in and fixes a problem. That's not what lawyering is. they've made lawyering much, much more than that, because lawyering is the kingdom into which you go for total control. If you look at Congress, how many of these freaks are lawyers? And when we bitch and moan about the judges, they're all lawyers. And you know, you don't have to be a lawyer to be on the Supreme Court. You shouldn't need to be a lawyer to be a judge. When I was coming through law school, I think there was still a woman on the Duval County bench, had not gone to law school, had no law degree. We need to think about opening this thing back up to the totality of America, not the limited use of a lawyering profession that has been warped. We need to really think about that. There are a tremendously wide range of Americans who have tremendous candle power, who can sit on the bench, who can legally reason through what the law is. We've just allowed a lawyering profession to insist to us only lawyers can do that. And that's bullshit. We need to stand firm on the fact that that's bullshit in the days coming forward. So much has to change in our country, and that's one of those things that has to change. Okay, let me take this off and see if I can find my advertising instructions. I think I've taken off. Yeah. So yes, I got it. That means I come back over here. I do the display. Okay, what did I add? This. Yeah. All right. MyPillow.com is the website, ladies and gentlemen. Click on the radio podcast square, and you will see that your world will open up to tons of amazing specials MyPillow is offering to our Badlands community. As soon as you enter the promo code Badlands, you'll save up to 66% on everything there on the website. Yes, you'll find the buy one, get one special for the incredible MyPillow 2.0. Right now, Mike is also giving us deals like his MyPillow sandals for just $19.50. Beach blankets for up to 60% off. 6-piece MyPillow towel sets on clearance for only $25. Giza sheet sets for as low as $29.98. All season My Slippers for as low as $25. And 40% off mattress toppers and MyPillow down blankets. Be sure to use the promo code Badlands to get your discount at MyPillow.com. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Badlands. All right, one down, one to go, and our good friend, Kirk Elliott.
Silicon Valley Bank debacle demonstrated just how fragile our banking system can be. We don't know what the future holds, but history has shown us that physical gold and silver are a reliable store of value to protect your wealth. Don't let fear of the unknown paralyze you. Take the first step towards securing your financial future. Reach out to Kirk and his team at KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands. That's KirkElliottPhD.com/Badlands.
And, you know, every time I play that ad, every time the spot comes up, Kirk Elliott, gold and silver, get your consultation, remember the questions about risk, perspective, risk analysis, etc. I think about Joe Lang. And I just, I'm wondering, are y'all checking out Joe Lang on Telegram and his gold is going to be the transition that we go into. Sometimes I hear Dave on X22 essentially kind of sort of say the same thing, gold, and admit that perhaps there'll be a hybrid with Bitcoin. I think it's going to be Bitcoin and perhaps a hybrid of Bitcoin and gold and silver. But we do know we have to transition. We do know there has to be something of a jubilee. We do know that these nation states have unsustainable debt that they will never be able to pay back. Debt slavery is staring us in the face. So we know there has to be something beyond what's been acknowledged. What we don't know for real, is whether Team Trump, by pulling in the Fed into the Treasury, tied the hands of Jerome Powell. Is he willingly on our side or unwillingly on our side? Or is he still fighting us? Janet Yellen, what the hell's going on there? Do you know? I'm not sure we can know. Right now, everything is just, wow. What are these people doing? What are these people doing? So let me get back to, kinship. CIA may have been out of its lane since inception. Quite possible. I have it won't surprise you to know, a quite negative orientation when it comes to an organization like that is externally focused. And that means the world, as opposed to the FBI, which is internally focused, meaning America. And if both of them get off track, the one who is likely to be the most off track is that externally focused organization, because that is where the Russians and the Chinese, skilled operators at trying to deal with the United States of America. And you won't have missed my assertion that there can only be one, and we are that one. We navel gaze too much in this country when we focus on what's going wrong and these agencies and all this, that, and the other. We always forget every substantial nation on this planet lobbies legally and illegally within the United States of America, lobbies our lawmakers. Nobody better than Russia and China. Nobody. And so that's the problem with the CIA. You know, it comes back to the problem with the State Department when, you know, you're asking them, which president was it? You know, asking a State Department employee assigned overseas, okay, point on the globe, which nation is your nation of responsibility? And if they pointed to their nation of focus rather than the United States of America, this demonstrates the problem, okay? Humans. Being humans. Do you forever remember your responsibility to us, civil servant? Do you? Forever remember? I know damn well most of you have interacted with civil servants who will talk to you and engage you as though you work for them, especially lawyers. Yeah, Vito, they don't have a choice in terms of the mainstream media. They don't have a choice but to air out a little bit more truth. This was the thing about the genius of the public-private battle plan, okay? And I'm talking specifically about the takeover of CNN. They didn't see it coming. You know, Trump setting up Truth Social distracted their focus, and they thought that was a failed venture. Oh no, 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 no. That was almost like a magician's trick. Focus over here, baby Bubba. You see what's happening over here, baby Bubba? You don't see what's happening over there, baby Bubba. So, yeah, Trump is employing every trick. Team Trump is employing every trick to defeat these sapsuckers. And I'm pleased about that. Yeah, Brian, that's a good point. That's a good point. Durham report dropped on a Monday instead of a Friday afternoon dump. This is not something they are burying and saying, hey, I'm done. Let me get the hell out of here. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Yes, Nancy, I am in a good mood. Winning, clear signs of winning does that to me. Yeah. Hey, Vito, it's good being a Satoshi millionaire, baby. It's good. It's good. Especially the closer we get to one Satoshi being $1. People don't think we're going to get there. It may take decades, but I think we're going to get there. Yeah, Darth, it's not that the jobs pay in Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a store of value. It's that they pay in some currency that you can then use to purchase Satoshis. Again, my thing all along is people need to quit talking about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is the culmination of enough Satoshis that you have what they term one coin. But you know, that's just a term. Really, the focus are Satoshis. That's the unit. And the thing is, you then have to pay attention to those maximalists, those hodlers who say, hey, don't leave your Satoshis on an exchange. Get a cold wallet. Get a hard wallet for cold storage. Flying Storm, I have a theory about the Dominion Fox lawsuit. Yeah, the lawsuit is fake. Tax write-off, money laundering legally in a way to shut up Tucker. I think it's a fakery so that they fake like their hands were tied. And they fake like they had. Again, this is the beauty of Team Trump's approach. Do all that fakery you want, baby Bubba. Tucker, bring your ass over here to Twitter. You got a bigger, better audience, and you can tell them to go straight to hell with that fakery. We don't give a damn about that Dominion fakery. We know Dominion is full of shit. It's just going to take a time. It's just going to take a period. But their ass is grass. All of them. Yeah, BlackRock is in deep trouble too. Deep trouble. In preparation for this show, I wanted to dwell for a bit on, and I wasn't able to print out my prep, and so I have to have some instructions to stay on task. My curiosity floats, and I love my curiosity. I don't have any problems with it. It's one reason why I've never been bored in my life. But yeah, if I don't have that sheet, to be able to check, I wanted to maybe address this. And even that won't stop my discussion from wandering. Y'all have seen that. But yeah, BlackRock, they're in deep trouble. There are these industrial complexes. Oh, and I brought a clock to keep me on task and I didn't pull it out. It'll be there for tomorrow. But these industrial complexes, if you notice, Eisenhower laid down the template talking about the military industrial complex, and people have been stuck on that. But that's not it. There are industrial complexes. The military is only one of them. And I thought about it while watching this fool boy on Lex Friedman. What is his name? David Pakman, something. He frustrates me so. But he's sitting up there, being all smart and shit and trying to do these damn definitions that don't mean a damn thing. This is the thing. This is the thing we have to focus on and stay resolute about. These industrial complexes make one amenable to fascism, okay? And fascism is but one component of a steady line that's all of one piece. Marxism, communism, national socialism, democratic socialism, social democratism. None of that shit matters as a differentiation. They are all the same shit. All. And the further fact is that even capitalism, unmoored from God-given inalienable rights, is something of a boundary, is amenable to that corporate fascism. We've seen that, haven't we? What the hell did Anheuser-Busch just do? What the hell has Walmart done? What the hell have all these corporations done that failed us during this pandemic and went along with this BS trampling of our constitutional rights, our God-given inalienable rights? They trampled on them without blinking. This is the thing about faith, and this is the thing about why this show has faith as a component piece of it, as casual discussion. This used to be the norm in the United States of America. It is the norm here on this show. We acknowledge these God-given inalienable rights, and we start there. We start there because that is the founding of this country in terms of its aspirational roots, especially for someone like me as a Black man, remembering Crispus Attucks, remembering a wide range of people who believed in those aspirational rights that we now have. This is the thing about the craziness of people sitting there talking through navel-gazing eyes about the failures of this country. Do you understand a damn thing about this world? Have you gotten up off your ass and checked out other countries, what they talk about, what they claim? Black people in this country are sitting talking all kinds of foolishness about colonizers. Have you looked at Russia? Their constituent units, all of these different languages that they speak. Tomorrow I might have to walk down the Russian Federation. If you want to talk about a colonizer, your ass better look at Russia. Just saying. So I see the time. I better get done with my ads. Let me see. Oh, wow. Okay. Let me see if I can get this done properly. I am still laughing at, wow. I have to find CanCon. And I gotta say, look, bro, for real, you nibbled on this stuff for real. All right, nobugsbeef.com. Ladies and gentlemen, when the store shelves are empty in the coming months, how are you going to provide protein for your family? Protein is a critical building block for survival and knowing that you have sous vide, freeze dried, all American beef from ranches in Texas that have never, ever given their cows an mRNA jab on your pantry shelf when it will give you tremendous peace of mind. Meet NoBugsBeef.com, ladies and gentlemen. This is a veteran-owned distributor of premium freeze-dried beef that's stored in Mylar bags with oxygen absorbers for maximum shelf life. No Bugs beef cubes will stay shelf stable for more than 10 years without refrigeration and with maximum nutrition and flavor. Just soak it in water for 15 minutes and it's ready to eat. These aren't typical survival meats either. They are premium cuts of ribeye, New York strip, tenderloins, sirloin, and chuck. Don't let your family get caught without premium protein on your shelves. Go to NoBugsBeef.com and use the promo code BADLANDS for an additional 10% off your order. That's NoBugsBeef.com, promo code BADLANDS. And just a quick reminder to check out Badlands Marketplace on BadlandsMarketplace.com, where you'll find NoBugsBeef.com and a growing number of America First businesses listed. Please, please, please help us build our parallel economy by shopping America First. Yeah, I got to get down to Miami. We got to have a conversation with CanCon. You got to tell me something, man. That is just too beautiful. Okay, Benson Honey.
Benson Honey Farms delivers raw honey straight from the hive to your table. It is their mission to provide you the best raw honey at the lowest prices possible. By not pasteurizing, overheating, or filtering their honey, Benson Honey Farms ensures that all of its natural pollen and enzymes stay in the honey for maximum health benefits. So cut out the middleman and go straight to the source. Visit BensonHoneyFarms.com and use the rep code BADLANDS to place your order today. That's BensonHoneyFarms.com, rep code BADLANDS.
Stay in the honey for maximum health benefits. I love the way Brad says that. Very convincing. Okay. Let's get ready to close out this show. I'm going to go back to your chat and do what this show does better than most, organically interact with viewers who are willing to comment in the chat or able to comment in the chat. Yeah, Pet Weirdo. It's a good question. It's a good question. I think, look, we can be arrogant about the United States of America, and I think for good reason. I don't shy away from that. But has a civilization on our level, meaning, yes, globally dominant, had its people awakened to a generational lie in under one generation? I don't know. I don't know that a generation on Earth has ever experienced what we've experienced. I mean, we are lucky. If you're, how do I say this? I was born in '59. I went to 2 years of segregated schools. I've seen an incredible transition. As a kid, you then go like to visit your grandparents in Georgia in the summer, and you are just a few years removed. They are having conversations with you, telling you, yeah, horse and buggy, go to town, to buy some supplies and come back. And you were pretty isolated, miles away from stuff. That's my recollection as a kid. And, here we are now in an entirely different universe, so to speak. I don't know that any generation has lived through what we've lived through, especially now that we're in yet another total revolution. People listen to me talk about this is like the horse and buggy going to the automobile, and they don't believe it. But that's what we're in right now. it's actually a greater change than that. It's a greater change than that. That's what we're experiencing right now. That's part of what so much of this fighting is about. Jason Lowry, I have to get and read Soft War, but I know power projection and the settlements and all this other kind of stuff. The challenge we have is how do we allow for human competition away from something that's destructive of the earth? That's a challenge. Bitcoin may solve that challenge. People don't quite understand that connection, but that's a real connection. Punk ass McCabe does not interest me. I mean, they are fighting a battle. They know it's a losing battle, but they still think they can snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. Our job is to not let them do that. Our job, when black pillars come along with all this doom shit, I don't want to say shut them up, but look, hold firm, hang on to your hopium. Competent professionals have lured these people into a cul-de-sac from which there is no escape. We just have to be vigilant, persevere, support them. Prayer Warriors helps because it reminds us where to start. We've had so much over the decades. People have gotten away from where to start. They've gone to the European top down. I almost want to have, and you know, those of you who are Catholics in this chat, I may have to really rely on you because I am confused. And tomorrow we may talk about some of the confusion. I saw Bishop Vigano put out some stuff. I've seen some good stuff from Bishop Vigano, but he was talking some Russia stuff. I was like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And in talking to Catholic friends in years past, I've always sensed, look, there's a top-down element. It's hard for Catholics to acknowledge within an American context and the tension that brings within an American concept. We, the people with God-given inalienable rights, this flows up from the bottom. I'm just saying we may need to have an open conversation about that because I just some Western Catholic versus Eastern Catholic stuff, and that's Russia, Muscovy, Rome, Western. It's confusing to me, and it's not something I want to get involved in. I'm not saying I want to have that discussion. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell Bishop Vigano was saying the other day. I don't understand it. Wow, I am out of time. Okay, I'm gonna let it go. On that note, I don't want this Catholic stuff to overwhelm the channel. I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm just curious. Okay, that's all. I'm just curious about Bishop Vigano. If somebody can help explain to me what the heck is Bishop Vigano doing and saying. I will try and present tomorrow what generated my curiosity. Yeah. So, okay. All right. Let me leave it at that. Thank you all so much for the comments. I see there's so many I haven't even been able to race through today. I am going to set aside some time to specifically come through and review the chat today, but also from the previous last few days. We're in a period now where discussion is a premium. We need to understand one another. We need to understand this moment and what our competent professionals need us to do as force multipliers. Okay, that's my opinion. That's where I'm standing. And so, hey, that will end the show for today. Thank you so much for joining me from beautiful Tallahassee, FLA, the state capital of the great state of Florida. And I look to see you from the same location tomorrow. Later, Gators.